Hi, if you're new to my channel, I'm Jamie Glowacki and I am the author of Oh Crap Potty Training and Oh Crap I Have a Toddler. I teach parents how to use connection and curiosity in their parenting instead of coercion and compliance. And today I want to talk about mistakes in potty training. Now, mistakes in potty training kind of come in waves, and there are often a lot of mistakes that parents make in potty training. But today I want to talk about one specific one, and that is sort of pressurizing the process of potty training. And what I mean by that is putting a lot of pressure on the child because you either have a time limit, you're backed up against a school or a camp limit, or you have a really high expectation of how long this should take, and it puts a lot of pressure on the child. The child will feel that stress and anxiety and they will resist you. So the first one is butting up against a time limit. So a lot of parents are in the wait till they're ready camp, which I don't agree with. I have a lot of material about that. But if you are in this group, what's happened is you've waited till the child's ready and the child is showing no signs of being ready, and now you have a preschool or a camp or some sort of time limit in which the child needs to be fully potty trained. And typically when that happens, parents wait until about a week before that time limit, and then they're stuck because now they're putting a lot of pressure on the child. You may have already paid for preschool or something like that, and like the kid has to do it in a set amount of time, and that kind of pressure will literally make your child dig in their heels and resist you. It also makes you future trip, and that is a term I use when we're not in the moment. We're not following the process. We don't allow the process to unfold as it naturally should, and instead we're on a Friday thinking about this child needs to go back to school on next Thursday, and we're like, okay, you got to start wiping your butt. Wiping your butt is nowhere near your first day of potty training. So it mucks up the process if we're future tripping, if we're not just there with the kid in front of us and allowing the process to sort of breathe and unfold on its own. And then the next one is when you have an idea of how long this should take. So there's like a billion 3-day methods out there for potty training. And it's kind of bullshit, to be honest, because no kid is going to do this the same. I've been doing this full time for 15 years, and I've seen no child do it the same as somebody else. And recently I've had an influx of clients who started potty training with a friend, which I think it's an awesome idea, but it's not a good idea. It's an awesome theory, but it's not good in reality, because the friend's child might get it like boom. They could be a rock star and they could be over the major hump of potty training in 3 days. Your average kid is going to take more like 3 to 7 days. And if your child is lagging behind or having some sort of issue with releasing, maybe they started with holding pee or poop, well, now you feel like you're mucking it up and you're like, oh my God, and then you start to panic. Another thing that happens is because societally we've accepted that every child should be potty trained in 3 days, otherwise they're not ready. Again, a little BS. You think, okay, I'll take Friday, Saturday, Sunday, holiday, Monday, my child should be good to go back into daycare. And it doesn't work that way. Again, you're so frantic that it has to be done in this time frame that you put unconscious, unwitting pressure on the child, and that will make them resist. So my suggestion is allow yourself as much time as humanly possible. And I know this gets tricky when both parents work outside the home or you're a single parent. For a lot of parents, that means taking when the child is on vacation on some sort of school break. It means taking your vacation time. And I know that sucks, but this milestone has to get done. And this past year, this is 2023, I have had 6 people contact me that their child is 6 years old and they're not letting them go to kindergarten because they're not ready to be potty trained. That is insanity. That is way too old for a neurotypical, average developed kid to be not ready for potty training. By that age, they're starting to read. Yeah. So give yourself lots of time to do this, and whether or not your child has shown interest or not, look ahead to your calendar, because there does come a point where your child has to be fully potty trained, including wiping their butt, sitting on the seat by themselves, doing everything on their own. And so if you wait too long, you're going to be met with a lot of resistance, and it's going to suck for you, and it's going to suck for the child. And we don't want to do this. We don't want to have power struggles when the child is 5 or 6. They're going to remember that. You know, just get this done in the appropriate age range, which is like 20 to 30 months, and leave yourself as much time as possible at home. This skill is not transferable. It doesn't automatically mean because your kid peed a couple of times at home that they're going to be all set at daycare, which is a wildly different environment. It doesn't mean they're going to be ready to use public restrooms, and I'll say more about that in another video. But the more time you have at home with your child, and the less expectations you have. So many parents have kids that, you know, they're smart, they catch on to things, they were ahead on some milestones, and they're like, this is going to be a breeze. I'm giving this 3 days, and then they're going back to school, I'm going back to work, and it blows up in their face, and they're like, I don't know what happened. Now, if your child does show any inkling of withholding, please see below, book a consult. Poop withholding, get my poop solutions course, and pee withholding, you absolutely need a consult. We have a 100% successful fix for that, but it absolutely has to be done one-on-one with some hand holding. And you want to hit that as soon as possible. Those two, pee withholding and poop withholding, tend to escalate. They don't get better by re-diapering, so you definitely want to get help as soon as you can. All right, that's all I have for today. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to comment below. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Rock on.